गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू गनर शॉट। गनर शॉट में आप सबका स्वागत है। प्रणाम, वणक्कम और गुड इवनिंग। आज हम संडे के दिन विल टेक एन अपडेट ऑन पाकिस्तान एंड देखेंगे पाकिस्तान के अंदर क्या आवाज आ रहे हैं। हम सबको पता है इलेक्शंस हो गया, अभी तक उनका गवर्नमेंट नहीं बना। वो क्या आकार होगा, क्या होगा पाकिस्तान में, ये कल हम इन डिटेल बातचीत करेंगे। पर आज के दिन सिर्फ पाकिस्तान के अंदर क्या वो अपने बारे में सोचते हैं, उसके बारे में बात करेंगे, उन्हीं के ऑन बेस्ड ऑन देयर वर्ड्स। बट बिफोर दैट, आज मैंने एक नया चैनल शुरू किया है, वो है गनर शॉट सर्विसमैन वेलफेयर। और ये इसीलिए मैंने शुरू किया ताकि जितने विषय फॉर सर्विसमैन वेलफेयर, जो चाहे वो रिटायर्ड हो या सर्विंग हो, उनका फैमिलीज के लिए, उनका नेक्स्ट ऑफ किन के लिए, उनका विधवाओं के लिए, वीर नारियों के लिए, उनके बच्चों के लिए फायदा हो। तो प्रॉब्लम यह है कि जब कोई भी फौजी सर्व कर रहा है या रिटायर हो जाता है, बहुत बार वो अपना ही इज बिजी इन हिज डे टू डे लाइफ, और छोटी 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 चीज उसको पता नहीं होता और वो उसके बारे में ध्यान नहीं देता, जिसकी वजह से वो नुकसान उठाता है। और ज्यादातर उसको पता ही इसीलिए नहीं होता, कोई इसको बताता नहीं है, किसी के पास टाइम नहीं है बताने के लिए। तो इसीलिए मैंने सोचा अलग अलग एक्सपर्ट्स को ले आऊं। कोई बैंकिंग में है, कोई फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग में है, कोई रीसेटलमेंट में है, या और कोई कोई किसी का बाकियों का पेंशन केसेस सॉर्ट आउट कर रहा है। सब इनको ले आऊं और इनके साथ हम बात करें और एक सीरीज जारी करें। और ये जो चैनल में ऑलरेडी जो मैंने 8 वीडियो किया है वो सब अपलोडेड है। और मैं चाहूंगा आप लोग जितने मेरे सब्सक्राइबर्स हैं, अगर आप में फौजी हैं तो इसको सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। और अगर फौजी नहीं है तो आपके दोस्त कोई भी फौजी हो उसको बोलो कि भाई आप सब्सक्राइब कर लो। ये बहुत उपयोगी होगा सबके लिए, क्योंकि ये 8 वीडियो करते करते मैंने कुछ बहुत सीखा। मैंने सीखा कि मेरा अकाउंट ही गलत है और मेरा क्रेडिट कार्ड भी गलत है, और बहुत छोटे छोटे फायदे हैं जिसके बारे में हमें पता ही नहीं था। और मेरा कोशिश है कि सबको पता चलना चाहिए। और खास करके ये जो जितने सीरीज बना रहा हूँ, जितने वीडियोस बना रहा हूँ, और ये चैनल उनके लिए उपयोगी होगा जो रिटायरमेंट में जा रहे हैं। नॉर्मली फौज के अंदर रिटायरमेंट के 1 महीने पहले उनको अपना सेंटर में ले जाएगा जाता है, और वहां 1 महीने के लिए इनको प्रिपेयर करते हैं कि बाहर जाने के लिए। बहुत लोग आके इनको उपदेश देते हैं, बताते हैं, इनका पेंशन सिस्टम वगैरह सॉर्ट आउट करते हैं, कहाँ कांटेक्ट करना है वगैरह वगैरह। वो तो कही सुनी बात है, बोल दिया चल पड़े, और उसके बाद फौजी वापस घर चले जाता है। फिर उसके पास कोई रेफरेंस नहीं होता कि भाई उसने क्या बोला उस दिन। इसीलिए मैंने ये वीडियोस जारी किया। अगर एक फौजी अपने टाइम में आराम से, उनको पता होगा कि फौज के अंदर क्या हो रहा है, उनके लिए क्या उनके लिए क्या फायदा है, और उनको क्या है। और ये जितने भी पॉइंट हम बता रहे हैं, दीज आर ऑल ओवर एंड अबव जो गवर्नमेंट इनको देता है हम सबको, या आर्म फोर्सेस उनके लिए करते हैं। ये छोटे छोटे पॉइंट हैं, उसके बाहर है। इसीलिए कृपया इसको जारी कीजिए, आप सब्सक्राइब कीजिए एंड फायदा उठाइए। जहां तक मेरा सवाल है, मेरे को कोई फायदा नहीं है, किसी को फायदा नहीं है इसमें, कोई कमर्शियल एंगल नहीं है हमारा। राइट? ये सिर्फ लोगों का फायदा है। जिन्होंने मेरे को एक लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल बनाया। मैं इसीलिए ये सब वीडियोस 100% हिंदी में होंगे, उसमें अंग्रेजी का एक आध शब्द होगा। ये एक आम जवान और आम उसका बीवी को समझ में आ जाएगा, राइट? तो ये मेरा विनती है सबके लिए, और इसका सक्सेस या फेलियर आपके ऊपर निर्भर है, क्योंकि ये आपके लिए बना है। ओके, हम वापस जाते हैं पाकिस्तान में। पाकिस्तान में बहुत चीजें हो रही हैं। आप देखिए, वहां का एक इलेक्शन कमिश्नर ने आके बोल दिया कि गड़बड़ हो रहा है। लियाकत अली खान चत्ता, उसने बोल दिया कि जनरल इलेक्शंस मैनिपुलेट हो गए और ये डॉन में निकल आया है। डॉन में ही नहीं, ये अगर आप आज के दिन किसी पाकिस्तानी चैनल में आप देखेंगे, चाहे वो न्यूज़पेपर हो या प्रिंट हो या मीडिया हो, सब में है ये बात, ठीक है? और यहां तक बताया कि इंडिपेंडेंट कैंडिडेट जिनके 70-80 हजार वोट के लीड थे, उनको हरा दिया गया। तो ये है अंदरूनी चीज, वो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के बोल रहा है कि ये कहानी हो गया है। एक और देखिए, ये भी, ये मैप जो है, ये भी डॉन में निकला। कहता, बोल तो रहा है कि 8% ऑफ वर्ल्ड्स पॉपुलेशन लिव्स इन अ फुल डेमोक्रेसी। एक किसी संस्था ने डेमोक्रेसी रेटिंग किया है, जिसमें अगर आप देखोगे तो पाकिस्तान में लाल रंग है, डेमोक्रेसी है ही नहीं उनके पास। ये बोलना है डॉन का, बात यह है कि पाकिस्तान हैज सफर्ड द बिगेस्ट रिग्रेशन इन द एशियन रीजन, its score falling to 3.25, triggering a downgrade from hybrid regime to authoritarian regime। यानी कि अभी हाइब्रिड नहीं रहा, हाइब्रिड में फिर भी कुछ है, मतलब कवर है। अभी तो अथॉरिटेरियन regime हो गया, और 11 प्लेसेस डिक्लाइन हो गया ग्लोबल रैंकिंग में। ये है पाकिस्तान का हालत, ये खुद डॉन में निकला। माहिर अली, मैंने क्या किया, कुछ ओपिनियन ऑपेड्स निकाला पिछले 5-6 दिन, जिन इनके अच्छे ऑपेड्स डॉन से, और मैंने सोचा आपके पास आपको दिखाऊंगा। माहिर अली बहुत अच्छा लिखता है, एंड इनफैक्ट डॉन जो न्यूज़पेपर है, वो बैलेंस्ड न्यूज़पेपर है। ये इनका कवरेज जब इवन ड्यूरिंग कारगिल, इनका कवरेज अच्छा था। को अवॉर्डिस का मतलब क्या है, आगे हम कहाँ जाएंगे, जाएं तो कहाँ जाएं, खुद बोल रहे हैं जाएं तो कहाँ जाएं। ये क्या लिखता है? The initial reaction was shock as independents affiliated with the PTI emerged as the dominant force in the next parliament. It was, after all, widely presumed to be preordained that PMLN would emerge as the clear winner on February 8th. It clearly did not, which is gratifying. वो भी ठीक है कि वो जीते नहीं। What is unclear is whether even the PMLN's runner-up status is earned or manipulated. तो नवाज शरीफ जी ने वो उसको सेकंड भी ना आता, ये प्रॉब्लम है। The PTI is challenging the results in many constituencies where the voting pattern is alleged to have been altered after polling day, and the delayed result announcements appear to back that narrative। ये तो सबको पता है, अभी खुद बोल रहे हैं अभी। On the other hand, the question arises whether the powers that be are as competent in rigging elections as they are in ensuring security। ठीक, अभी हम बोलते हैं कि पाकिस्तान ने किसी जंग हारा नहीं, सॉरी किसी जंग जीता नहीं, और किसी इलेक्शन हारा नहीं। ये बोल रहा है कि तकरीबन पाकिस्तान ने अपना इलेक्शन हार लिया, यानी कि आर्मी ने। ओके, right। Notwithstanding last week delayed elections and the unexpected result that has enthused many within and outside the country here who really ought to know better, any hope that a distinctly better future desperately needed lies ahead would be premature. आगे का कहानी काफी धुंधला है. Not for the first time, I sincerely hope my skepticism is misplaced. He is not hopeful of a bright future, Mahir Ali. Okay, right? Of the People by Arifa Noor, again a very good op-ed writer. In Punjab and KP, the people came out not for the PTI as much as they came out to vote against those who delayed these elections and then created an environment of fear. So there's an environment of fear in Pakistan. Created by whom? The military. The crackdown and oppression didn't break the people's will. It never does, even if they do retreat tactically. And so quiet did the people stay that few realized how many would turn out. Politicians on the ground concede that they had no idea of the extent of support for the PTI on election day, even though they were aware of the mood. लोग जब ये बहुत बड़ा सीख है, लोग जब ठान लेते हैं वो करके दिखाते हैं. More than the PDM parties, this was a vote against the interference of the establishment army, as has been the mood generally for quite a few years. More than the political parties, the establishment should be concerned and ask whether it wants to continue on a path where it is losing public support. इसका मतलब आर्मी का पब्लिक सपोर्ट दिन ब दिन घटते जा रहा है. इसके संकेत कुछ हैं, इसके बारे में हम कल बात करेंगे. And to what extent it can afford this, especially as the state policies have already lost Pakistan the hearts and minds of Balochistan. किसी इंसर्जेंसी में जीतने के लिए हार्ट्स एंड माइंड्स चाहिए, वो तो गया. Instead of working on plans to reverse this, it seems as if the people of the other provinces are being pushed away too. Balochistan ही छोड़ो, they are probably losing the other provinces. इसका नतीजा क्या होगा? कल हम बात करेंगे, ये सवाल पूछूंगा पैनल से कल. ये आज का एडिटोरियल है अब्बास नजीर. अब्बास नजीर एक पुराना एडिटर था डॉन का, बहुत अच्छा लिखता है. होप्स ऑफ क्लैरिटी, कंट्रोल केओस, थिंक नॉट. कंट्रोल के क्या ये कंट्रोल केओस है, इंजीनियर्ड बाय द आर्मी? ही सेज think not. Hopes of clarity after the Feb 8 elections have evaporated, and a country perennially in the midst of a crisis now appears gripped by chaos and is in a tailspin. Pakistan tailspin में है, वो खुद बोल रहे हैं अभी. With the wildest of speculation suddenly acquiring an eminently plausible status. That is where we are. ये स्पेकुलेशन क्या है? क्या सिविल वॉर होने वाला है? क्या पाकिस्तान के अंदर मार्शल लॉ आने वाला है, या ऐसे ही हाइब्रिड रेजिम चलने वाला है? फ्रॉम द यूजुअली इन्फॉर्म्ड जर्नलिस्ट एंड एनालिस्ट टू द वाइल्डली स्विंगिंग व्लॉगर्स, एवरीवन इज क्लूलेस. किसी को कुछ पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है, क्या होने वाला है कल. पाकिस्तानियों को भी नहीं पता और ये आर्मी को भी नहीं पता. सब कोशिश कर रहे हैं अपने अपना. Truly as so, even more columnists such as this one, उसको भी कुछ नहीं पता. What I do know, and you too, is that Pakistan has had endless experiments with military rule, or more accurately, has had endless experiments conducted by military rulers, from Ayub Khan's martial law to basic democracies to Ziaul Haq's outright military rule, and then an attempted civilization of that via partyless elections, which produce a party-run parliament. I know that expecting both our power-hungry or perpetually power-drunk, often ego-driven, narcissistic players to sit around a table while keeping in sharp focus the faces, the aspirations of the millions of those struggling to feed their children and send them to school will indeed be utopianism. कितना भयंकर लिखा है इसने, देखिए. बड़ा क्लियर है कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर जो सत्ता पाने के चक्कर में वो किसी और दुनिया में रह रहे हैं. लोगों के पास खाने के लिए सामान नहीं होने वाला. At this stage, the best likely outcome one can visualize is this not lasting for another 12, possibly 18 months. What then? The power players don't care. The power players don't care. You and I don't count. दो अलग दुनिया है पाकिस्तान में. अगर आप सोचते हो कि ब्रेक इज सेक्टेरियनिज्म, रिच वर्सेस पुअर वगैरह, एक वर्ग है, एलीट वर्ग, जिसको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि पाकिस्तान के अवाम को क्या हो. तो इशारा कहाँ है वो कल बात करेंगे. पॉल्स अंदर आफ्टरमाथ, जाहिद हुसैन ये भी अच्छा लिखता है. राइट, ये क्या बोलता है? इट वाज perhaps the most consequential election in Pakistan's recent history. Defying all odds, the voters turned out in record numbers. They have spoken out loud and clear. उन्होंने संकेत दे दिया and given their verdict. It was a vote for hope and democracy. But the people's mandate seems to have been stolen as yet again. Check. Even in the run up to the elections, Events in the run up to the elections had left little faith in the fairness of the polls. Still, the people came out, breaking down the walls of fear and hoping to bring change through the power of ballot. The massive turnout of youth and women made voters made the difference. It was a protest against political repression and the status quo. Anti-established sentiment was quite palpable. Voting trend and initial poll results from Punjab and KP indicated a total rout of parties seen as having the military's backing, in particular the PMLN. The PTI candidates took the lead in major constituencies. Yet, the final tally showed an incredibly different result. Many of the PMLN heavyweights who were lagging far behind PTI affiliated candidates till late night were declared the winners the next morning. The army chief also urged Pakistan's political parties to form a unified government to help the country move on from the politics of anarchy and polarization. It is rare for an army chief to issue such a political statement. अगर हमारे देश में अगर कोई आर्मी चीफ ऐसे स्टेटमेंट देता तो उसको निकाल दिया जाता. It is not the mandate of the military leadership to tell the political leadership what kind of government should be there. But given the deep involvement of the security establishment and the political power equation, it has not come as a surprise. It also provides some insight into the emerging civil-military relationship. Right? अभी सबको क्लियर है आगे पाकिस्तान किस मोड़ पे है, किस मोड़ में जा रहा है. उनको खुद को हम कल इसका विश्लेषण करेंगे. यही कुछ मुद्दे हम पैनल को भी रखेंगे. असीम सज्जाद अख्तर लिखता है, Why we fail. The post-poll rigging and smoky ball backroom deals will carry on for some time. The frenzied wheeling and dealing will then give way to the new, read old status quo. यानी कि आज का पाकिस्तान और कल का पाकिस्तान और परसों का पाकिस्तान में कुछ फर्क नहीं. Or maybe there will be even more chaos because a viable power sharing agreement cannot be fomented. And then someone in a uniform or suitable proxy will save us in the name of national security. यानी कि military rule आ सकता है. ये सब संकेत ये बोल रहे हैं ये. Indeed, the more things change, the more they remain the same. As one of his last gifts, the so-called caretaker government has approved a 45% increase in gas prices to assure the IMF that working people will continue to be sacrificed. बलि चढ़ा दो. पर 45%, यानी कि अगर आज के दिन 100 रुपए गैस है तो कल के दिन 145 हो गया ऑलरेडी. बहुत ये है. फ्राइडे टाइम्स क्या बोलता है? राइट, फ्राइडे टाइम्स बोलता है elections 24 interpreting the vote. The results of the recently concluded elections is casting further fragmentation and polarization of politics and the polity beyond ideological and political lines. Expect a greater rule of the establishment in coming days. फ्राइडे टाइम्स नजम सेठी का है, जिसके पास थोड़ा अकल है. द chaos continues. तो ये फ्राइडे टाइम्स का हेडलाइन, वी आर ऑल सेट फॉर अ वीक कोalition गवर्नमेंट, अनदर 5 years of rigging allegations, conspiracies to overthrow the government and controversial court judgments, sans discussion on the country's critical socio-economic situation. तो ये भी गायब. मूडीज क्या बोलते हैं, राइट? मूडी रेटिंग एजेंसी है, वो क्या बोलती है? Pakistan's inconclusive outcome, election outcome, results in a hung parliament. Investors' anxiety over election fraud and political instability के बारे में बात करते हैं. Credit negativity के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. Prolonged delays will raise political uncertainties at a time when Pakistan faces significant macro and economic challenges, particularly to its very weak external and liquidity position. So economically के लिए भी कहीं नहीं जाने वाला है. Okay, flawed polls could undermine the legitimacy of the new government. ये गवर्नमेंट लड़खड़ाता रहेगा. So ये पॉइंट सब ऐसी बात नहीं है कि कोई और नहीं बोला, हमने नहीं बोला, पर ये खुद बोल रहे हैं अभी, ये बात है. ओके, ये रिफॉर्म एजेंडा, मिफ्ता इस्माइल जो है वो इनका पहले फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर था. वो क्या बोलता है? इन्फ्लेशन मोर देन 25%, बजटरी डिफिसिट 7%, एनर्जी कॉस्ट ज्यादा हो गया, तेल, बिजली, सब कुछ, और फ्रीक्वेंट अनअवेलेबिलिटी, large foreign and local debt repayments keep us close to the brink, and underwhelming as exports, highest infant mortality and female fertility rates even among poor countries. 58% of kids under 5 are stunted. 26 million children are not going to school. School nahi jate. 8 million plus babies born every year for whom we neither have schools nor teachers, and worst of all, 39% of our fellow citizens live in abject poverty. Totally ineffective local government system. Bloated bureaucracy. Last में देखिए, no reform will succeed if we don't urgently undertake population control. ठीक है? No economy can prosper if 40% of its people remain poor and illiterate. Right? The illiterate remain undereducated and unskilled. ना काम कर सकते हैं, ना पढ़ सकते हैं, ना जी सकते हैं, ना कमा सकते हैं. Warning for the next PM. ठीक है? इफ लास्ट में ये पूरा छोड़ दिए, इफ शहबाज शरीफ, ये बोल सोच रहा है कि शहबाज शरीफ आ जाएगा, इफ शहबाज शरीफ अपॉइंट धार, ओके, एज द फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, हिज गेम विल बी ओवर इवन बिफोर इट हैज बिगन. तो दार जी ने पहले ही पाकिस्तान इकोनॉमी को बट्टा बिठाया, अब ये बोल रहा है कि ये अगर इसको नियुक्त करेगा तो और भी खत्म हो जाएगा, इनका खेल पहले ही खत्म हो जाएगा. पाकिस्तान में पॉलिटिकल लेजिटिमेसी अगर हम देखेंगे, 2 मिनट में इसके ऊपर बात करूंगा. 3 हिस्से हैं, एक आर्मी, एक जुडिशरी और एक 3 पार्टी जो हैं इसके, पीएमएलएन, पीपीपी, पीटीआई. इन तीनों हिस्से या 3 वर्ग जो हैं, इनका इंटरप्ले के ऊपर पॉलिटिकल लेजिटिमेसी होता है या नहीं होता है. ये पहले भी मैंने बताया, दोबारा दोहरा रहा हूं, क्योंकि ये सब जो है वो कल दोबारा मैं एक पैनल से बातचीत करूंगा. ओके, अभी अगर आप देखेंगे, मुशर्रफ के जमाने में पहले आर्मी और सीजेपी मतलब जुडिशरी और पीपीपी साथ थे, और पीएमएल को बाहर कर दिया. बाद में इनका जो जज था उस वक्त का, चीफ जस्टिस, वो पीएमएल और पीपीपी को साथ लेके मुशर्रफ को आउट कर दिया. भाजपा का एरा में क्या था? आर्मी ने पीटीआई को ले आए और ये जुडिशरी को अपने साथ लेके पीएमएलएन और पीपीपी को आउट कर दिया. भाजपा के एरा में सेकेंड हाफ में क्या हुआ? जब इमरान खान हटाया गया, आर्मी जो है पीएमएलएन पीपी को लिया साथ और पीटीआई को हटा दिया. पर उस वक्त सीजेपी जो है, अटा बंडियाल, वो पीटीआई के साथ था. इन्होंने वेट किया जब तक वो रिटायर ना हो, और उसके बाद पाकिस्तान पीटीआई के ऊपर उसने शुरू कर दिया आक्रमण. और आजकल मुनीर के जमाना, आज क्या हो रहा है? आर्मी प्लस सीजेपी प्लस पीएमएल, पीपीपी बीच में लटक रहा है कहीं, पीटीआई को आउट करने के चक्कर में। तो अभी क्या होगा पाकिस्तान का, क्या लेजिटिमेसी होगा, आप खुद सोचिए। जहां तक मेरे ख्याल में, आर्मी विल नॉट लेट गो ऑफ पावर, आर्मी विल नॉट शेयर पावर, राइट? Army will pull anyone down and to gain more power. It will not let Pakistan develop. It will keep military capability intact for survival. It will trade with nuclear capability and it will bankrupt Pakistan. इसका जो थ्री फ्रंट सिचुएशन है, ईरान के साथ झगड़ा अभी तो थोड़ा कम होने से लग रहा है, पर चलेगा। थ्री फ्रंट सिचुएशन, अफगानिस्तान के साथ लड़ाई और इंडिया के साथ लड़ाई घटेगा नहीं, ये मेरा अनुमान है। जब तक कुछ स्थिरता नहीं आएगा पाकिस्तान में, चाइना और पाकिस्तान के बीच में, मेरे हिसाब से पाकिस्तान इज द मोर डेंजरस फो। चाइना अभी आएगा नहीं क्योंकि वो खुद घायल है, खुद जूझ रहा है, और पाकिस्तान जो है ये अपने आप को बचाने के लिए कुछ भी कर सकता है। अभी नहीं करेगा, पर कुछ दिन के बाद कर सकता है, और इसका न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स एट रिस्क है मेरे हिसाब से। तो देखते हैं क्या होगा आगे। इसीलिए मैं कुछ पाकिस्तान के ऊपर फोकस कर रहा हूँ, और पहले हम नहीं करते थे, पर अभी थोड़ा करने की जरूरत है। ओके ओके, इसके साथ आज जितना भी मैंने बोलना था बोल दिया। तो वी विल टेक सम क्वेश्चंस जो हैं। ओके, सबसे पहले वेंकट रमना गोरले, थैंक यू, आप यूट्यूब मेंबर बन गए। वेलकम टू गनर शॉट। मैं चाहूंगा और लोग भी एज मेंबर्स ज्वाइन करें। ये मैं दोबारा बता रहा हूँ, ये मेंबरशिप के जरिए जितना पैसा मिलता है और बाकी मेरे को जो भी आप देते हो, वो सब मैंने जैसे बोला, कुछ लड़कियां हैं जिसको मैं पढ़ाता हूँ, उनका फीस के लिए दे देता हूँ। अगर ज्यादा पैसा मिल गया तो ज्यादा लड़कियों को पढ़ाऊंगा और कुछ नहीं करूंगा। ओके, एक सजेशन आया है, it's not related to this show but wanted to share a view. It would be very interesting to see you have Colonel Rajiv Barwan on military temperament, thinking, mindset and personality development on your show. भाई बात बड़ा सिंपल है कि मैं इस व्यक्ति को जानता नहीं हूँ। कौन है कर्नल राजीव बरवान, मैं जानता नहीं हूँ। जो मैं जानता नहीं हूँ, मैं इस शो पे लेके नहीं आऊंगा जब तक थोड़ा भी बहुत जानकारी हो कि वो मिलिट्री टेम्परमेंट, माइंडसेट और पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर वो बात कर सके। राइट? हो सकता है वो अच्छा हो, मैं उसके खिलाफ नहीं हूँ और मेरे को डाउट नहीं है, पर मैं जानता भी नहीं हूँ। और मेरे जब तक ही डेमोन्स्ट्रेट्स टू मी दैट ही इज गुड इन दिस, आई विल नॉट। एंड बात यह है कि मेरे पूरा सर्विस के दौरान भी मैंने इनका नाम सुना नहीं। ओके, Akash, thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot. I'll be very grateful. I'm sure you're a dedicated soldier, and you'll do everything well. You're more than a soldier. Okay. मेरा अब्दुल्ला ऐसा नहीं है, पहली बार आ रहे हो। हाय मैडम, हाउ आर यू? इफ यू आर द मैडम, क्योंकि नाम कुछ है और क्या है। या सैम काल, प्लीज लाइक एंड शेयर। यस, थैंक्स अ लॉट सैम। In my measured view, nothing has changed in Pakistan. The army remains in command, and the various political outfits are playing a game of music. I agree with you. The army is also playing political games. So tomorrow we'll see. My problem is, हमें कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता पाकिस्तान में क्या हो या ना हो, वो जो भी करे करे, खुद अपना मौत मरे, हमें कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता। पर क्योंकि हमारा पड़ोसी है, हमारे ऊपर आउटफ्लो हो सकता है, तो वी हैव टू कीप ट्रैक। और दुश्मनी है उनका हमारे साथ, तो वी हैव टू टेक केयर। या you are in MS. Earlier MS could allocate arms corps and they would allocate officers to regiments. I think MS itself allots arms and units. What has changed? Nothing has changed. Shritik, nothing has changed. It's the same thing. जो भी पहले हो रहा है अभी भी वही हो रहा है. There's no change to regiments, units, nothing. Don't worry. Okay, adrenaline for life. Just an off-topic question. I'm an NCC cadet, and here out, seniors beat the hell out of us without any reason. Just wanted to know if it is even legal to beat a NCC cadet with cane. No, you should not. Don't do it. I never did it. Even in NDA, I never did it. I never bet anyone of my seniors up, juniors up. It's good to take your juniors along with you. Okay, it's good to be strict with them. Teach them, make them do tough jobs, but don't beat them. What's your take on Armenia Azerbaijan tensions heating up again? 4 Armenians dead, Turkish weapons for Azerbaijan. What will be the. Yeah, one more problem that will continue because that's not going to end. So if that war starts, let's see, because Armenia and Azerbaijan have been arming themselves up for the past 1 year or two, since the last thing 2 years back. So where will it go? We'll see. Who will play which part? We'll see. Well, what Russia will do? We'll see. Western powers have got no interest in this war. It's only Turkey and to some extent maybe Iraq, Iran, Syria, then Russia, and southern European nations will get involved, but otherwise no one will get involved. Nagorno-Karabakh problem has been going on for the past 40, 50 years. What further steps? What are the further steps I, as a first-year cadet, take to stop this inhumane beating of cadets with cane? Please go and complain or quit NCC. That's the best thing I could tell you. It's not correct. If you want, let me know. I will write to that your principal or your NCC officer. This is happening, and they'll stop it. And I know how to get it done. So, is the Pak army afraid of Imran Khan? Why is it keen in stopping him when it is difficult to bring about? They're very scared. They're very scared. They're very vengeful, both. Okay. Asim Munir will do anything to keep Imran Khan in jail. In doing so, they're turning him into a Nelson Mandela by default. That is their headache. 76 high inflation in Pakistan. That's a fact. It will not go down. Karthik Devendran says, Jai Hind guys, Jai Hind Karthik. Right. I see nation of Pakistan most hypocrite nation and burden on Muslims too. I leave the Muslims part out. It's a hypocritic nation. It's burden on their own people. That's the thing. Okay. Do you think that Pak army can pull the situation off to Pakistan and put Pakistan in a safe situation? Pakistan army has not put Pakistan in a safe situation for the past 75 years. How will it do now? It is because of Pakistan army which Pakistan has lost half its nation to and become Bangladesh. What can it do now? It will only spoil the situation even more. The interesting part is, will this trigger a movement where Pakistan splits into four and things go beyond the control of Pakistan? Where do you see the Indian military power in 5 years? I see it only going up. As it is, we are quite powerful. I keep telling this again and again. Please understand. The Indian armed forces are strong enough to defend the nation, its sovereignty and integrity, and खास करके territorial integrity. But if the Indian armed forces have to be propelling India to be a regional power, they have to be modernized. And for that, you have to spend a lot of money more and a lot of effort to modernize them. That's the difference. Uh, I'm not worried about China coming and all, we'll handle it. But I'm more worried how will we control our area and get influence in our region as the undisputed power in Indian Ocean region. For that, we need to do a lot more. And if you think 5 years is enough, no. You'll need 10 to 15 years with reforms. And what these reforms are, we're going to have a. I'm going to have a talk with to someone, the General Bhatia, who's former DGMO, and General Anil Ahuja, who has been involved in this reform. I'll talk to them first week of March. Don't worry. It's needed because we are not doing enough. Since they have already have PM of POK, Munir could simply declare Sharif as Punjab PM, Bhutto as Sindh PM, Kukkad as PM, Kakkad, okay, and Imran as jail PM. That's nice, but he can't do it. Sorry for trivial question. What SSB center I should select? Because people have written reviews about Bhopal and Allahabad. How many clothes should I take with me? Or just go. Go with whatever clothes you want to take. There's no requirement. Only take 2, 3 shorts and shirts. I think they put you through this physicals and all. It's good to change your short and shirt and talk. Right? That's about all. All centers have follow the same norms. There's no difference. I've been to the Allahabad center. In fact, at one point of time, the SSB president was one of my juniors. So I went and sat with him when he was interviewing cadets and all that. Right? Go go through. It's a good experience. Even if you don't get through SSB, it doesn't matter because that whole experience of the SSB would have made you think differently and made you more confident to do better outside. So you don't know what's better lying outside for you. So various historian of Pakistan suggest India to accept LOC as international border and make border porous like Europe to avoid nuclear clash between India and Pakistan. Your views? I don't think we should do it. There was a time when the Musharraf plan was based on this premise that make LSU into a soft border. That side of POK becomes part of Pakistan. This side becomes part of India and things like that. But it failed. The moment he came out with this plan, the people in Pakistan started undermining it and they threw him out of power by 2007. So in 2004, he put out this plan. It is called the Musharraf plan. Uh, Many in India were prepared to accept it, but I don't think we should accept it anymore. Uh, as Pakistan becomes weaker, there'll be a time when we will have an opportunity to reclaim POK back legally and politically, and we need to prepare for it, for which we are not. Okay, you can get it back. That's my view, but you have to start the process today. I have been to Pakistan in the past, being a Punjabi from Punjab itself. I understand Pakistan mentality. Fukrapan is in their blood. Yeah, that's okay. That's part of the deal. That's okay. Prince Pristine Thorat, nice. Pristine Throat. Okay, I thought Thorat. Pristine Throat. Ask, hi sir, do we have any plans on how we will handle refugees from Pakistan if Pakistan goes into further chaos? I don't think we need to have a plan because the border fence will prevent them from coming this side. And if you go to the border fence, there's an area between the border fence and the actual border, right? And you can keep all of them there and handle them and deal with them on the other side. You can help give them humanitarian assistance. You can get UN to handle them if a state comes. They don't have to come inside. Don't worry. Namaskar, Shruti. How are you? Nipun says Pakistani see other religions as false. That's okay. That's I agree with you. Okay. I have an SSB coming up. My first time. I'm slightly underconfident. If I don't make it later, though, make it through JAG, will I be able to switch to infantry? Yeah, you can. That's not a problem. Don't worry. Just go and appear. I never even knew what SSB was when I appeared for SSB. I just passed summons at SSB. वहाँ गए. एक दिन पहले, I had a cousin in the Air Force. I went to his house. I told him, yeah, what is this SSB all about? He spent 1 hour telling me, look, you'll have a psychology test, you'll have some physical test, you'll have to talk on a subject. Yeah, wo. With that, I went and I got through. That's the end of story. Sir, Pak envoy for Afghanistan with 4-member team met Taliban for dialogue on Afghan tensions. Your views? He should meet with 10 members or 20 members. Because by this talk, nothing will happen. The problems will only increase. Just watch. Just watch. Namaste, ITZ YT. How are you? Karthik says, please do a session with Major Gaurav Arya. Look, Gaurav Arya is a different class. Hai. Leave him. Okay. I am not into that kind of thinking. Please let me be very clear about it. I and I'm not into what he's doing. I do strategic analysis. He is not a strategic analysis. He is not a strategic analyst, and he's Pakistan centric. I don't mind him being Pakistan centric, but he's different. I do what's best for India. He he's got some political connections from what it appears, right? So I'm not into that. So anyone whom I feel, uh, I'm not comfortable with, I don't get him. All the best to him. He's doing a good job. I'm not against him. But my thing is, I get people of high repute here. Last night, I heard on Punjabi YT channel of a journalist close to Sharif family that KPK is going out of control with PTI having Taliban as a military wing and hatred from possible. Already, everyone knew Imran Khan as Taliban Khan, right? पहले तो ये बिल्कुल मुमकिन है अगर ये सच निकला तो और प्रॉब्लम होंगे इसीलिए अगर जो भी टुडे इफ यू सी फोर डिफरेंट पार्टीज इन फोर डिफरेंट प्रोविंसेस इन पाकिस्तान the federal government is not there. I mean, even those governments are not there. No one knows what's happening. Every day a new thing is event is happening. The army doesn't seem to have control over the situation, right? If it clamps down martial law, it has problems. The if and it is not able to form a government. Whichever government comes, you've seen. Why did I today read out all that which is coming out from Pakistan? Pakistani themselves feel that this is going to be a government which is short-lived and there's going to be more problems. There's going to be economic problems, X, Y, Z. So who are you and me to tell it is not going to happen? And those people छटे हुए पाकिस्तानी हैं दिमाग है उनमें अच्छे पाकिस्तानी हैं जिसमें अकल है सदी हुई और एक्सपीरियंस पाकिस्तानी है एक कोई एम्बेसडर है कोई जर्नलिस्ट है टॉप क्लास एक डॉन का रिटायर्ड एडिटर है एक सोशल वर्कर है एक इकोनॉमिस्ट है उसमें तो सबका दृश्य क्या निकल रहा है पाकिस्तान में इकोनॉमी ठीक नहीं होगा लोग खुश नहीं होंगे बहुत बहुत एक्स वाई जेड सो देखते हैं क्या पाकिस्तान में पाकिस्तान स्प्रिंग होगा ये भी हो सकता है सब बांग्लादेशी इमिग्रेंट्स को हम कैसे हैंडल कर रहे हैं वो तो अच्छी तरीके से हैंडल कर रहे हैं फेंसिंग है एक सिस्टम है हम हैंडल कर रहे हैं और ये इमिग्रेशन रुकेगा नहीं ये भी मैं बता रहा हूँ क्योंकि बांग्लादेश में खुद प्रॉब्लम्स है आबादी इतना है दे सी इंडिया एज अ लैंड ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी तो दे विल कम ठीक है जितना हम रोक सकते हैं हम रोक रहे हैं एक आध तो निकल आएगा ही आएगा इसमें डोंट बी दिस थिंग we want a session no I told you we will not have I'm telling you now there's a lot of concern and why do you want a session with Gaurav Arya on my channel yeah you go to his channel and see his channel and his session you don't need me for that and he's more popular mera you my all with all your help my I get 2000 3000 views on this channel he gets lakhs I'm not in that league I'm not in that game वही चीज रिपीट करते रहो आई लुक एट थिंग्स डिफरेंटली आई वांट एजुकेट पीपल ऑन स्ट्रेटजी लॉन्ग टर्म मैं लॉन्ग टर्म सोचता हूँ मैं पैसे के लिए कर नहीं रहा हूँ आई वांट इनकलकेट अ स्ट्रेटेजिक कल्चर अमंग्स पीपल I want to democratize defense so that अफवाहें ना फैलें सच्चाई पता होना चाहिए आप लोगों को क्या है और जो अच्छे काम हो रहे हैं मैं क्या उसके साथ गौरव आर्या के साथ जो मैं आईआईटी में काम कर रहा हूँ वो बता सकता हूँ या there's a lot of concern regarding the failed SAM test in वायु शक्ति ये तो होता रहता है success and failure in these tests are part of life don't worry Threat of a three-part breakup of Pak as Imran Khan threatened. I will post a link of the show on your comment section. Yeah, yeah, please go ahead. Highly possible. It's possible. Feasible. Is it probable? Question mark. Because the Pakistan army will come through. But is it feasible? Yes, it's feasible. The way I look at it, the split could be, I've always said the split could be two-way, north of Indus, south of Indus. Have any Pak YouTubers invited on the show? No, I'm not. I have not been invited. The only person where I've gone is Tahir Goras. That's in TAC TV in Canada. Thanks, Karthik. Do you think our approach is correct in terms of future readiness of our armed forces with a long-term outlook? The fundamentals are right, our execution is poor. That's the problem. And that's why for the past 4 5 times, that's why I got General Raj Shukla on the show. That's why I spoke about the budget. That's why I'm going to speak about procurement ahead. Twitter blocked in Pakistan today. I also heard somewhere that the internet is down. So let us see where it's very interesting what's happening in Pakistan. Sir, I know that we're not supposed to request you regarding guests, but Tilak Devesar or Sushant Shareen would be ideal guests. Look, I don't know them, to be very honest. And I wouldn't like to speak with anyone whom I don't know. And, those people are only park fixated, and I am not. And they both have a orientation which is not militaristic in nature. We have enough people to talk of Pakistan that I don't have to go running around with them for them. But if I get a chance to meet them somewhere and I get to know them, I'll call them. I have no problem. And they're good. They're very good. Let me also tell you, they're very good. But to think that they are the only guys who can do well on the show, no. We have tremendous people who have fought wars with Pakistan, who have dealt with Pakistan along the LOC, who know exactly what Pakistan is, who have been DAs there, who have been involved in track 2, who have done courses with Pakistan. I myself have with Pakistanis. I myself have done courses with Pakistanis. So I know them well, don't worry. Is there any news? There is one news of that China started drilling for oil from Afghanistan. I don't think it's happening. See, they have a copper mine in a place called Asmainak, right? Mesainak, which is on the border with Uzbekistan. And they have not been able to extract copper from this. And they have had this contract with them for the past 8 years. So drilling oil and all is far away. Don't worry. Okay, Christine Throat, I'm from semiconductor industry. Do you think people from my industry can start on internal designs for tech like GNC for drones or OEMs for phones backing on it? Yes, they can. They can. You have to have a momentum going. Unfortunately, the problem with most of our industry is it is risk averse. He's risk averse. They don't want to invest. The day they can invest, things will change. And that's one of the major problems in India. The industry expects every time the government to fund all research. And they don't want to take risks. They just want profits. That's one of the problems I have with the industry. Karthik, who was the best defense minister of India? In my opinion, the best defense minister of India with whom I've dealt with was Manohar Parrikar. Heads and shoulders above the rest. In an earlier time, it could be Indira Gandhi itself, especially during the war periods. And all that. How people like Aisha Siddiqa see India-Pak relations in future? Look, I've not spoken to her on India-Pak relations. I've read her book about military incorporated, and I also read a few articles of hers, and I called her on the show because of Pakistan's situation. I know she's stable, and she's hated by Pakistan establishment and the army. That's why she's gone and settled in UK, and she was prepared to come. Uh, how India-Pak relations in future? Actually, why I ask her? It all depends on how Pakistan comes out. What is Pakistan? Let Pakistan become stable to think of India-Pakistan relationship. As of now, Kapil, Pakistan has to think of relations between its federal government and provincial governments. It has to think of relationship between Sindh, Punjab, Balochistan, KPK, Gilgit-Baltistan, and POK. They have enough problems. India-Pakistan relations are later day story. वो गौरव वाला मैसेज मैंने डिलीट कर दिया. It's okay, doesn't matter even if it's there. I have no problem. Do a program on the Korean frozen conflict and steps taken by both sides. They have not taken any steps, nothing. I've been to the DMZ, demilitarized zone. I've actually been there twice. The last one was last year. Uh, Nothing has happened. It's a armistice where it's just an armistice. That means what? By ladai mat karo. The war has not been concluded. Legally, the war has not been concluded, or rather, finished off. They've not come to a deal. Okay, it's a live border, and there is a lot of tension on that border. But it's not worth doing a show because it's got no ramifications outside. That's the thing. How do we mitigate info leaks via moles? Just have to catch them. Moles will exist in a country like ours where you can be bought off very cheaply. You will have a lot of honey trap cases and moles being unearthed. That's how does army allow soldiers to use Chinese phones despite apparent threat of hacking? Well, because it's cheap, you can't always catch them. You do have a lot of restrictions on them, but some mugs, some Jawan, uh, unknowingly or knowingly, he does something wrong. There's a thing we have to be vigilant about. That's about all. If Imran Khan is kept out of power, do you think various Pashtun factions like Manzoor Pashtun, TTP, and PTI get a rolling point? Yes, they will. Or will they continue to fight the army as a divided force, I suppose? Let us see how things go. But TTP and you know Manzoor Pashtuns, Hagdo, not Hagdo Tariq. What's that? Pashtun Tahaffuz movement. That and TTP have divergent aims. One is violent, the other is non-violent. One is clearly not interested in politics except by the gun. The other is political in nature. So I don't think they'll come together. I Okay, I will post the link of the show. Please listen to 5 to 6 minutes on the post where the parts journalist mentioned threat from the PTI. Yeah, it's okay. It's possible. I'm not even doubting you. Post the link. बट किसी पाकिस्तान में जो हो रहा है वो हर रोज कोई ना कुछ बोलता जा रहा है सो हाउ डू यू टेक व्हाट इज राइट वी डोंट नो लाइक Abbas Nazir said they themselves doesn't he himself doesn't know what's going to happen tomorrow. How will the other journalists know what they don't even know what's happening? इतने एंगल्स हैं पाकिस्तान में इतने सांप निकल रहे हैं कौन कौन सा सांप किसको काटेगा क्या पता है यार वो सर ये फार्मर्स प्रोटेस्ट को कैसे हैंडल कर रहे हैं बाहर से फंडिंग आ रहा है हाउ डू यू नो ऑल दैट हाउ डू यू नो ऑल दैट ओके बाहर से कैसे आएगा फंडिंग आ सकता है ये नहीं बोल रहा आपको कैसे पता चल रहा है व्हाई यू मेकिंग सच स्टेटमेंट्स हाउ टू हैंडल इट लेट द गवर्नमेंट डिसाइड इट्स अ पॉलिटिकल केस इट्स नॉट अ दिस इज नॉट अ स्ट्रेटेजिक इशू दैट्स व्हाई आई डोंट वांट टू टच इट किसी और ने पूछा मेरे से ये कंप्लीटली पॉलिटिकल इशू है बाहर से और ये कैसे पता है कि I mean it's all known that political parties get funding from all over the place. Afghanistan oil might have. Let's see where they can get it out. China remains silent on Pak election fiasco. Is something wrong? Nothing is wrong. China is really shitting bricks. When oil came in Pakistan, never heard the story. Let us see. It could be there, could not be there. Don't worry. How relevant is Ukraine now? Now, Advivika has failed. Seems to be a stalemate. How long will this go on? You're bored. Wonder how World Wars elicited. Look, wars are not fun. The people involved, people are dying there. I mean, whether you get bored or not, people are dying out there. They're serious business. They'll go on. This war actually started in 2014. It peaked in 2022. It's now again going down. It will settle into something like what it was before 2022. So relax. Salute, yeah, salute to Manohar Parikar ji. He was very good. Are China now working on a strategy to minimize the reliance on Pakistan after Pakistan's current closeness with the US? Or they still no, they're no more as I don't think they're obsessed with Pakistan. They're worried about Pakistan. They want to get their pound of flesh out of Pakistan. You see, the leverage China has with Pakistan is huge. 20 to 30 billion dollars. All arms of China comes from Pakistan. So Pakistan has become a battleground. So after all this Kahani finishes, chaos goes, the battleground Pakistan will take over. In which case, this whoever is in the government will get screwed again. It's not going to be easy. That's why there are too many angles, and yeah. I trust. Can you talk about Congress party roles and fanning? No, I don't think we should do all this. This is all the worst thing you can do. I'm not going to talk of any party doing anything wrong against the nation. I mean, if you think that only one party has done, only Congress has done, no, every party is guilty of doing everything wrong to the nation when they've been in opposition. So don't think this. Yeah. Yeah, lesson of the day, never ask political questions. Not in my show. You ask questions which concern India. Ask questions concerning defense of India, global strategy, the security of India, how to modernize India. I'll answer. No political questions here. You want political questions? Go to Jaipur Dialogues. My friend Sanjay Dixit will do beautifully. He'll cover politics. Go to P Guru's channel. All politics. आप जाइए वहां तो लुफ्त उठाइए पॉलिटिक्स का हमारे साथ नहीं. देखिए हम फौजी हैं. हमने इस देश को बनाया है. ठीक है. इलेक्शंस कंडक्ट किया जहां इलेक्शन नहीं हो सकते थे. पंजाब में, JNK में, ईस्ट में. लोकतंत्र को हम संभालते हैं. लोकतंत्र में पढ़ते नहीं हैं. I have been accused by Congress and BJP and all kinds of parties that I'm manipulating elections. And when people heard this, people laughed and said, "I get lost. Okay, just do what you want to do." So I have very clear idea what politics in this nation is. I have seen every kind of MP, MLA, every party across the board. But I don't talk of it. Why? Let me explain to you. We have a good democracy. It is these people, irrespective of who's in power and not in power, who are the leaders of our society. You might not like a particular party, doesn't matter. But that party has its own idea of how India should be. If tomorrow that party comes to power, you should be clear how that party is going to behave with you and how you have to behave with that party. And believe you me, it's a different version. One. Number two, if you think that before this BJP government came, that India did not progress, then we are living in a fool's world. For 60 years, there were different governments. Good, bad, ugly. They all progressed. Because they did something, these people are building. It's a natural progression which is taking place. I agree that this government has done good. I have no problem with this government. They've done well. So have other governments. There are times. There are times when other governments didn't do well. Who knows? This government might not do well in the next term. Who knows that? गारंटी क्या है? किसी पॉलिटिशियन से आप गारंटी दिला दीजिए मेरे को. आप बता दीजिए कि कौन सा पार्टी ऐसा है जिसने जो भी बोला है करके दिखाया आपको. और मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि वो उन्होंने क्या नहीं किया. पॉलिटिकली बात करेंगे हर पार्टी के बारे में, निष्पक्ष. So don't get too political, okay? Largely देखो, is the nation going in the right direction? Wow, in which, yeah, I'm not. See, what happens is when you enforce strict discipline in uh, voting and polling and safety and security of ballot boxes, everyone has a problem. When you enforce strict security in that area as to who can move, who cannot move, because I didn't want, you know, groups moving in with arms and ammunition and all. So I carried out operations and threw them out. When that happened, people were unhappy that I'm siding with the other party. So it's good. One party told me that I am siding with the other party. The other party told me that I'm siding with the other party. Third party said I'm manipulating elections. So I used to say, very good. Everyone is saying that Shankar is bad, then that Shankar is doing the best thing. Is this view correct that conflict in Gaza has helped Pakistan in getting money from IMF? No, that is not. How long will Anglo-Saxon China and Arab nations fund Pakistan? They will fund Pakistan for a long time to come because they cannot afford Pakistan to go down. All these nations, all their interests converge in Pakistan, and it's a nuclear nation, and they're very worried. Including China. If any fellow gets hold of some nuclear material and makes a bomb anywhere else, they have done. They have a problem. Okay. Jai Hind, thought propagators don't follow parties, follow policies and values. Follow correct policies and values. आपका धर्म जो बोलता है वो पॉलिसीज और वैल्यूज फॉलो कीजिए. कोई भी धर्म जिसको आप मानते हो, ठीक है, हम फौजी हैं, हम सब धर्मों को कहीं ना कहीं कभी ना कभी पालन किया है, क्योंकि हम फौज में ये है, the religion, your religion as an officer is the religion of your troops. If you command Muslim troops, then your religion is Islam. If you command Christian troops, your religion is Christianity. If you command Sikh troops, your religion is Sikhism. If you command Hindu troops, it is Hinduism. So I have commanded all troops. At some point of time, I have followed all religions. And all religions, the core values are the same. लोग जो बोलना है बोल सकते हैं, वो पॉलिटिक्स के लिए है. आम आदमी के लिए क्या फर्क पड़ता है यार? आम आदमी इंसान है. Do you foresee new government formation in Pakistan or chance of a military? Let's see. We'll talk of this tomorrow. मैं लास्ट यही बताना चाहता हूं सबको. कल शाम को we're going to do this Pakistan after elections. That is Pakistan beyond elections. So the panel is going to be very good. General Gautam Murthy, General Vinod Bhatia, Ambassador Trigunath, and Kamar Chima. I'm calling Kamar Chima. I know that he is close to the establishment. But we should listen what the establishment think. He will tell us what the establishment is thinking. So this question, JBJP, who will emerge, he will tell us. If you have patiently listened to your enemy, he will tell you what exactly is up to. फिर हमें खुद अपना सोच करना चाहिए. Right. And last but not the least, I once again request all of you, right, to propagate my Gunners new channel. Yeah, let me get back to that first slide. So my request to all of you once again, finally, please ask every Fauji you know to subscribe to this channel because it will help him. जब भी वो बोर हो जाता है, एक आध वीडियो सुनेगा, उसमें उसको ज्ञान मिलेगा. and it'll be good for him. Right? Give it to him. If you don't know a Fauji, Fauji's wife, give it to her. Or her daughter, son, next of kin, widow, anyone. Fauji's जो देख रहे हैं, कृपया सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. ये चैनल आपके लिए है, उसका फायदा उठाइए. Thank you. Yeah, tech channel will continue. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah. Call it Fauji Welfare Channel, but I would call it Gunner Shot Welfare Channel. Gunner Shot is Gunner Shot. I have three channels. Main channel will continue. Tech and this, I'll start feeding hereafter into that. So I need people to come there and see it. Thanks a lot. Good evening and Jai Hind till tomorrow evening. Bye. Have a good night.